If anyone out there is wondering how Americans are doing, poorly. We are doing poorly. Yesterday, I woke up to an email from my landlord saying, hey, I'm raising your rent. Why? No fucking reason. We already pay all of the utilities ourselves. That is not included in the rent. So we pay for electricity and we pay for water and we pay for natural gas to heat our home. And that bill in particular has fucking skyrocketed this year.
It feels like no matter what part of life you look at today, someone is struggling to afford it. It's not just groceries anymore. It's not just rent anymore. It's not just car payments. Everywhere you turn, another bill is getting harder to keep up with. The question isn't whether Americans are struggling anymore. It's how many different ways they're struggling at the same time. Have you noticed that too? Now, this isn't a video about complaining. It's about how financial pressure is coming from every direction at once. I'm feeling it. I know many others are feeling it. Let's walk through some of the biggest financial challenges people are talking about right now.
So when do you think we're going to get to like a financial reset for the United States? Because I'm trying to understand why rent is $2,500 for a 2-bedroom, why we're paying $6 for a gallon of milk, why the average price of a car is like $50,000. It doesn't make any sense to us. But then yet your average wage is like $15 to $20 an hour. You can't even afford to survive. But then the inflation continues to go up. The price of everything will never come back down. The big box stores and the Fortune 500 companies, they just continue to go up and up. I mean, you're paying $11 for like a 12-pack of soda, $7 for a bag of chips. We have gotten to the point where we have outpriced the consumer.
Housing, rising rent, security deposits, application fees, which we know can be a scam at times, income requirements, needing roommates just so you can pay the rent. Just getting a place to live has become a financial obstacle course. Utilities, electric bills, water, gas, internet, seasonal spikes. They are all necessities. We get it. Not a luxury. Car expenses, repair costs, insurance increase, gas, maintenance. For many people, if their car stops, their paycheck stops too.
We can't afford food, we can't afford gas, we can't afford housing.
No one's coming to save us.
When asked to what extent did he factor in financial situations of the American people, he said, not even a little bit. I don't think about Americans' financial situations. Rising gas prices, rising food costs, rising housing costs, and he doesn't care about our financial situations. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. This is bad. This is the biggest grift of all time, and we have been had.
Groceries. Let's talk about it. Spending more money for a small amount of groceries. This is becoming a big thing. It's all over the internet and people are talking about it nonstop. It's out of control, y'all. It's out of control. Smaller grocery hauls, brand switching, buying less meat, skipping snacks. And you know how those kids feel about snacks, right? No longer are these big brands taking all of the money. Watching every dollar meticulously. Healthcare, insurance premiums, co-pays. I can't stand those co-pays. Prescriptions going through the roof. Avoiding doctor visits because of these costs.
If you're ever questioning the economy and how bad it is, but yet you see people in the stores spending tons of money, the shelves are never full, people are out to the movies and dinner and doing everything, well, it's because there's a big part of the population of the USA that are doing actually really good right now. I would say about 40%, about 109 million people are doing fine. You know, they're getting by. They can go spend money. They're doing great. You know, they're holding those high-end jobs, those more coveted positions. They're doing all right. Their kids are going to great schools. They're doing great. But 60% of Americans are not doing fine. When you are out and about, you are seeing the haves and have-nots. Because those 60% of Americans, they're not going out. Those aren't the people spending buku bucks out there. And if they are, they're running up debt because they're desperate and they need things. That's the reality right now. And 60% is a fucking failing grade. So I don't want to hear this argument that the economy is doing better than ever. Sure, maybe for some. But again, we are the United States. This is why social programs matter. This is why pay matters.
Debt, another thing to make your stomach turn. Credit cards, buy now, pay later, auto loans, student loans. Oftentimes, people borrow just to stay afloat. This is America. It shouldn't be like this. But when you look back on history, America was actually built and structured around debt. There's no way around it. We are too deep in the game at this point. Emergency expenses. One flat tire, one broken water heater, one medical bill, one missed paycheck can completely derail a family's finances because many families no longer have a financial cushion. The mental toll. Constant stress. Checking bank accounts every day. Losing sleep. Feeling like you're working harder but getting nowhere. The emotional weight of living paycheck to paycheck. That's exhausting. And when you're mentally exhausted, it translates to your physical. And it starts to wear and tear on your body, mind, and spirit.
America has literally built a system where being poor is more expensive. And nobody talks about how backwards that is. Like, if you're already struggling, everything costs more. On a bill you couldn't afford? Well, now you owe more. Miss a payment because you were trying to juggle rent and groceries? Well, now your credit drops and you owe even more money. Overdraw your account by a few dollars? Well, now you owe $50. Like, this system punishes you for already being behind. We're always rewarding millionaires while the people that are struggling the most just simply end up paying the most money. But everybody still says, work harder, budget better. The reality right now is the economy is brutal. It is so hard to get ahead right now. How are you supposed to get ahead whenever you fall behind a little bit and the system just keeps pushing you back further and further? Everything is insane right now. Rent is at an all-time high. Groceries are so expensive. I don't understand how we're supposed to get ahead in this economy anymore. Don't get me wrong, budgeting does help. I literally have to budget with mine, or else I don't know where any of my money would be going. But it doesn't make up for the fact that the system is literally designed to fail us. So if you're struggling right now, you are not alone.
When people talk about inflation or the cost of living, I don't think they're talking about one bill. They're talking about the feeling that every part of life has become more expensive at the same time. Housing costs more. Food costs more. Transportation costs more. Healthcare costs more. Utilities cost more. And a lot of families' incomes simply haven't kept pace. I'm curious to know, what have you noticed? What's become the hardest expense to manage where you live? Is it rent, groceries, insurance, car repairs? Please let us know in the comment section, because these conversations help paint a bigger picture of what's happening across the country. So with that being said, stay hopeful, stay diligent. Till next time. Peace.